Okie dokie, let's get to work. We're gonna go 1, 2 to here, grab whatever this is. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We also just do a raid den. That would be enough to win. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go ahead and pop this now. We have no room to put these cards out. Alright, illuminates this Pokemon. This Pokemon's moves ignore enemy type resistance. The person I would put that on would be Fletchender. Problem, yeah, it would be put on Fletchender. But let's actually look at the other things too. Limber, this Pokemon gains 2 HP and cannot be paralyzed. Iron Barbs, the only one that can learn that is Fletchender. Each time this Pokemon is attacked from an opponent's move, roll 2 attack dice. Okay, that just reflects true damage. Bulletproof, all crits deal -1 damage. Sandspit, we have no ground types. I think I want the Illuminate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put Illuminate on Fletchender. Ignores enemy. Well, it also means I can't be super effective either, so I guess that's a trade-off. Alright, in that case, I think I might just take Limber. I'll take Limber and we'll put it on the Swallow. Just because I can. Alright, so I have one more movement. Because I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But if I go to the den, it's not going to really help me. Let me 2, 3. Yeah, let me verify. Okay, we're at 6 movement. 6 movement. We have 3 left, so I can go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not useful. Well, it does have L use. If I go to a general store. Alright, so yeah, so we're at 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I do have those apricorns I just got can make it so I can move another 3. Oh, there's a store literally right there. But that's not what we want. We actually want the black markets that I can't reach anymore. They're too far away. I mean, I can get some utility cards. I do have $1. And that's probably better than anything I can do. I mean, obviously I can just go and win right now, but I want to fight a boss and see if I can pull it off. But I don't think Floette alone will be enough. I would essentially have to blast multiple times and hope it's enough. I mean, their moves only do flat damage as well. Yeah, their moves do flat damage, and majority of their Pokemon resist grass is the problem. So I think Dina is probably the one we want to go after. They'll at least get a 1-star done. So yeah, we'll just go 1, 2 to here. Or sorry, to here. Actually, we could go 1, 2 to here, grab whatever this is, and then go back to 3 here. And then we'll do the search. Flamethrower and Power Trip. I think the evolved form of Fletchender gets Flamethrower, so I don't think I want any of these moves. I'll go ahead and discard the camera up, though. Alright, end of round. Alright, 9 movement. I'll go here. Hello, what are you? Increase dragon and psychic type moves by 1. If only, well, I guess increasing fairy moves won't help us right now. What we can do is maybe get a substitute. No, I don't think that's going to be enough. I could get scope lens. Craft a scope lens and then just use it to blast whatever I want to blast. Do I have the means to craft a scope lens? 4 blues, 2 whites, and a black. I don't have the black. Okay. The more you know. So I went 1 to here. We'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I could go. Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll go here. Hello, what are you? Toxic Chain. Increases the strength of poison moves by 1. When you inflict this poison status on the target, they take 3 damage instead of 2. Unfortunately, Crobat has our saddle, so that's not an option. And then I go here, get a TM that I can't pay for right now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just stop here and get some JP so we can actually evolve some of our Pokemon. I think that might be a better idea. So go ahead and hit this button. This will also get us our black apricot. A power gem. It's a rock move. And none of us can learn rock. I am going to go ahead and spend a green and a red to redraw. And we get Metal Burst. Yeah, that's I mean, I guess I can tag you in. Drop Swallow. I mean, they'll give us some other types that can maybe resist what's coming. And this thing is just as good at this point. Oh, actually, this thing has 12 HP now. Good for him. God, that HP. 2 from egg, 2 from companions, 2 from limber. Yeah, we'll just defeat this thing and call it good. This will still get us, well, we already got the JP, so we're good on that front. We'll go ahead and end round here. And then I am going to go ahead and craft a scope lens. Yeah, I'll spend 1 coin. 4 of these. 2 of these, 1 of these, and get a scope lens. Because we don't really need this. So get that. And that'll be it for now. Alright. I can go one. I can actually go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can grab everything. So I'll go down to here, grab whatever this is, get some XP. So 1, 2, oh, actually, that's 2 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. So I have exactly enough movement to get to Dina. I just got a bunch of apricorns, black apricorns from the casino. I'll go ahead and spend one, and we'll see if we can spend. We'll spend the spending a tier 3 lets me spin the slot machine 3 times. You can also do like dice and stuff, but I think I'd rather do this one. Spin nothing. All right, we got coins, which I believe gives us the 3 coins. Yep, 3 coins. And then I get one more spin. Yeah, I've only gotten coins. I've never gotten the other ones. But coins is still good. So I have the scope lens. I have an upgraded leftovers. I'm going to go ahead and spend 10 to get Fletch Ender evolved. Gives it Brave Bird. Okay, so I did need that flamethrower. Good to know. Alright, you can be discarded. What I can do is I can go craft a infused stew and then spend 10 to do a TM. 1, 2, 3. Zing Zap, Hex, Spit Up. I don't actually want any of these, so I'm not going to take it. I'll get refunded the JP, but not the TM, and then I'll use the other TM. Okay. Eerie Glow, if any status symbols, well, it doesn't matter. If I'm going to put this on Floette, she's just going to have a 4 psychic move, which isn't the worst thing. Gigaton Hammer, on the other hand, we will put that on Strafe. Also, this is broken. There we go. So, Gigaton Hammer, you can have it. It'll be useful against Articuno if you can survive long enough. Alright, 2 health. Okie dokie. So we got all of that. And I don't think there's anything else we can do but go and see how we do against Dina. If we lose, that's fine. We've done everything that this card could do, essentially, besides the plus move stuff, which we can't even get because we don't have a Mega Stone. And we never did the wild thing. We always did Battle Zone, which honestly I think is more reliable. Yeah, I wish I could get to a black market, but that one is all the way over there. I would have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, it'll take me multiple rounds to get over there, and I don't exactly have that time. So we'll go ahead and fight Dina. She sends out random shit, so that's why it's unknown. So we're just going to dive right into this and see what happens. Ancient Armor. Dina's Pokemon take 1 less damage from super effective attacks for each of her Pokemon that have fainted. Trample. Overkill damage from Dina is applied as true damage to the next Pokemon that switches in. All Dina's Pokemon have +4/+4, and Initiative, Alpha Strike, Beast Boost, and have Macho Braces equipped. Cool. So let's get out that Macho Brace. It's kind of weird that it has and HP and Initiative, Alpha Strike, Beast Boost, and have Macho Braces. Okay. So I believe the rest is just Pokemon, right? Yep, the rest is Pokemon. So we'll hit Shuffle. And draw one. These are legendaries, so that solves that problem. Got a Macho Brace here. So, and then +4/+4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If the holder's initiative is lower, and if holders... Okay, so right now this doesn't do anything. Hyper Beam is 7 power. 17, and has 17 initiative. Alright. And if it's used back to back, it does stuff. Got it. Your typings don't really matter that much. You are rock, which means water is not great, is super effective against you. Oh yeah, I forgot to reset you a long time ago. Alright, also I just want to make sure all my stats are correct. I'm at 11, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, 17 initiative is kind of no joke. And rock is super effective against electric, I think. Nope, it's not. It's just neutral. So I could open with Lantern. Steel is super effective against rock. But rock is also really good against flying and fire. So the question is can I one-shot this thing? I have to use 5 Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure Swellow is going to be the one that's not going to participate. It really comes down to like how many crits I'm going to get hit with. I can do 9 damage. I can also try to attack with Lantern. So I'm going to get outsped anyway. Alright, yeah, let's start with Lantern. And we'll see what happens. So it's going to start with a 7 power Hyper Beam. Because the other types don't have any super advantage. Alright, 7 dice. Does 7 damage. Takes me down to 4. Alright, I'll attack back with Muddy Water, which will be 5 dice. This does 9 damage, taking you down to 4. Okay, they're both equal. I did do a super effective move. I'm definitely going to have Octillery in the party, so it's going to get healed for 2, bringing it up to 6. Hyper Beam is now 2 power, so it's going to have to switch to Alpha Strike. Does 6. I'll go ahead and spend... Oh, I don't have the blues for that. I'll use Togepi dice. I either use Togepi dice or I can use the dodge. Let's use the dodge. So they'll make it so I take 4. And then I'll attack back with Muddy Water. I'll finish that. So 1 down. We'll put you there. It's all randomized, so don't know what we're getting next. Also, it was a super effective move, so I do heal for 2. Okay, we have Draco Zolt. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, you go first. Bolt Break. If the user's initiative is higher, increase the attack strength by 2. Alright, so you're going to be doing Bolt Break then. Alright, here it comes. Five damage. I am going to go ahead and let this go through. Overkill damage will be applied as true damage to the next Pokemon that switches in. The more you know. Alright, so you are out. I tie with Floette, which unfortunately is not good enough. I can go Crobat, but I don't think that's a good answer either. You do have Beast Boost, so you do recover, and your next attack is going to be at +1 strength. So we kind of have that going for us. This thing uses electric attacks, and we don't really have an answer for electric attacks at all. I think I fought this one. I think I fought something, either this one or another one that does randoms before. But yeah, I'll end up taking a damage here that I can't stop. The coin will flip to me. This thing will get +1 power twice. Initiative is not higher, so it goes to 4. And then +1 for Macho Brace. So 5 dice. Okay, 5 hits. Does 1 less because of Zinc. Which I guess I meant that should have meant I should have did a roll for it. Yeah, I actually need to take that back. So I was at 11. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the reason why I have to take it back is it being a signature move, Zinc reduces the damage, so its base is 4. So I did the shuffle. It would actually be Alpha Strike, so I actually need to switch this. I'll re-roll it. Did 5 anyway. I'm taking back the symbol that was rolled earlier. Alright, so I do take 5, and that is that. I think we're just going to have to take it easy here. We're going to go Grass, 9 power. All attacks during your turn. Yeah, so if I use this, I get to make all my attacks during your turn ignore type resistance. I think I'm going to have to do that. Just to make sure this thing dies. Alright, we'll go ahead and do it. Alright, 9 dice. Okay, does 9 hits. And then I'm going to use 2 Togepi dice. I'm just going to change 2 of my dice. 2 crits. Now I'll kill it. Bye-bye Togepi dice. So, another one down. I'm fine with using up all my stuff. We'll see how this goes next. Alright, we got you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head smash. Crits. Okay, this guy's gonna destroy me. Alright, head smash it is. It outspeeds me because everything does. It does have more HP though. Alright, so 6 dice, and crits are going to hurt really bad. Alright, blocked 1. 1, 2. Also, this is a signature move. So, and even with the Zinc, it's still higher than the Alpha Strike. So, Zinc and Perfect Block took care of those. And then this is going to do 3 true damage to itself. And then 1 to 7 damage. Alright. Goes to my turn. 2 Pokemon are fainted. So it's it's gonna be +2 -2 for this. And then +1 from the oh, I forgot the +1 from the I forgot the +1 from the thing. Yeah, it was at 9 damage. Okay, I only needed to use 1 Togepi dice. I forgot the Carbos. That's actually really good, because I can use this, right? Of any attack roll. I'll do that. I'll go ahead and reduce this. I'll switch this to a status. So now I take 5 less damage. And you go back to 11. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try to blast you with everything I got. That's 9 damage, unfortunately. And I have no way of re-rolling. Because I don't have any blues. I used up all my blues. Alright, and yeah, I already used the Togepi dice. Alright, well, so this guy's gonna roll 7 dice now on me. And probably kill both of us at the same time. Yep, that's gonna kill both of us. Alright. Bye-bye you. Bye-bye you. Arctozolt. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And a Macho Brace. Yeah, unfortunately I just don't have any... I only have so many people that are fast enough to handle something like this. It would be nice if I didn't get hit with every single electric. I did shuffle it. Alright, we outspeed. All we're going to do is just do Toxic. Parastrong is not going to help us because of Beast Boost. Actually, no, this is even worse. This is not going to work. Yeah, all I can really... Yeah, I just don't have I don't have a solution. We'll just tag you in and just get killed. Your initiative is higher, so you're going to be rolling 6 dice electric. Yeah, I take 7. And then we'll do Fire Lash, which will poison burn. For 4. Actually, I'll do just 2. Actually, it only does 1. Because there's 3 fainted Pokemon. Oh, actually, the overkill. I forgot the overkill. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just scoop this. This is not going to work. So we'll just take the loss here. Yeah, there's no way. We're just going to get killed by... Yeah, the extra damage I would have taken... There were 4 crits, so it would have done an extra 12 damage. It would have literally killed 2 Pokemon at the same time. So no matter what I would have done, it would have been over. Yeah, unfortunately, we had pretty bad luck. They all outsped. And they were all really bad types for the types of Pokemon we had. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right. So that is a wash. You get removed. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and end round. And we have 4 rounds to do whatever we need to do. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. We can now get affection token, which I want. I'll spend 1 to get 1. We'll go ahead and put it on our Supermon here. All right, 5 of different types. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 of the same. One of each type. And last, 8 of the same type. So the last version of this gives you add a status or crit to roll a status or crit to add a crit to your attack roll if it didn't have any. Most likely we'll have some, but with our luck, who knows? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 1 more point of movement. We'll go 9 to here and do a search. Decorate. When the user next attacks, add 2 crits and 2 regular hits to the roll. That is unnecessarily troublesome. 1 power, 1 strength. I'm just going to discard you. All right. 3 rounds left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So what's your gimmick? Use the 6 on the deck. Okay, they just have +4 health. They don't actually have like the 4 initiative that freaking wreck me with. So you know what? Let's do it. Actually, no, not yet. We'll do this right. We're doing this right. So we are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I'll spend a coin here to buy a utility card. That's not helpful. I'll trade in the shell for a coin. So that was 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll use the zesty stew we just got to go 1, 2, 3. Spend a coin here. Not helpful. Four, 5, 6. I'll put us back to here. All right. We have 1 coin left, but it looks like we're not going to be getting anything from it. Armor tail. Heal status effects, and that's about it. It's better than nothing, I guess. I will go ahead and replace Perish Song. It's kind of crazy. Like every time I'm like looking for like, you know, decent moves from Pokemon from a wild on a higher tier, I don't find anything. But every time I try to go, you know, get my trainer card leveled up, I always go up against things that actually have like 5 strength. But it is what it is. All right, we'll end the round. We have 2 rounds left. I'm gonna go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. Spend our last coin to get a utility card. Well, it's an ability patch. I wanted literally battle cards, and I couldn't get a single freaking one. Alright, Flash Fire, takes 2 less damage from fire moves, blah blah blah. Bad Dreams, Early Bird, gives initiative. Alright, Super Luck makes it so that... Okay, so not useful. Takes 2 less damage from fire type moves and gains 1 plus 1 fire attack strength when using fire type moves. No, we're not doing that. Bad Dreams. Opponents that have the sleep status don't care about that. So it's really Early Bird and Super Luck. So we could do Early Bird. To get that 2 initiative. I don't think Super Luck is really the best option. So we could drop Iron Buster. Take Early Bird. That'll get you up to at least 12 initiative, which is still not the best, but it's better than what we had. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do this. We do have a Paradox Shard buried somewhere in this. But worst case scenario is I can always just go to a gem. Alright. Here goes nothing. Click ready. Alright, 5e6. All their HP has been increased already. Thank you. Okay. Okay, the Early Bird is helping. It outspeeds all of them. Okay. So, starting with Zapdos. The worst one. Okay. So, what is our solution for Zapdos? Besides just Luminous Demise and blasting it with everything we have. It does have rock moves. And flying and that. I wouldn't mind using Lantern, but I don't think you'll last long enough. We could throw a Toxic out. do a little bit of poison. Gigaton Hammer steel doesn't do well against light electric. Like, that's the only thing I literally don't have an answer for is electric, which is crazy. And everyone except for Floette is weak against it. So, should I just gamble and hope that Floette pulls through? It would end up swapping in what? Frost Song? No, not Frost Song. It would be tagging in one of the other song ones. Okay, we're going in. We'll do this. We do outspeed. And what we can do is do Luminous Demise. And we just have to hope that we do enough. We would need to roll all hits and at least 3 crits to get a kill with this. But if anyone's going to survive it, it's going to be Floette here. Alright, we'll just roll with what we have, and we'll see what comes up. So, 9 dice. That is 11 damage. 13 damage. I guess, when can you use the scope lens? Alright, I wish these rules actually, like, had everything. There. Some of them assume you've played some of the other modules, and even then I took a look at a lot of the other rulebooks, and it doesn't really tell me much. So I found a message that seemed to be it would activate on the first opportunity, and it was by the creator. It was for the Hyperlight campaign, which is a different module, but it was I think he was by the same creator. But that was the only thing I can go off of, and at this hour, I'm not really going to get a response. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it activated, even if I didn't want it to, which is something to keep in mind. That means it's always going to activate on the first go around, which is not the end of the world. So our damage is 11 because damage can't be reduced or nullified. Yeah, ignore type resistance, and during your positive damage, calculate all of its true damage. So it's unavoidable. So it's 11 damage. Perfect hit, so that's 12. And this is my signature move, and I have a calcium, so that's 13 exactly. So that does take out this guy. So that's 1 down. Oop, I should have picked up the other thing. There we go. Alright. So good news is we took out Zapdos. Bad news is I don't have the scope anymore. As for which one's going to go after us next, it's a tie, I believe, because none of them have poison. We did take out a song, which means they have still for each other song move. So yeah, they have 8 power now. Let's go ahead and shuffle once. Alright, it's going to be not that one, actually. Or no, sorry, I was looking at Lycanroc. Articuno is good. Yeah, so it's actually it was going to be 3 different ones. 3-way tie for this because Dust Song is resisted. Alright, so we get Articuno next. We still outspeed. Surprisingly, Grass is vulnerable to ice, but it actually is not resisted. It doesn't resist Grass, so I'm only at -2 for this, which is the good news. It has 15 health, and it's going to blast me with Frost Song in a second. But we do outspeed, so we'll make do. Yeah. All right, let's do this. All right, we're up to weak charge. So we did 9, 10, minus 2 is 8. Bring it down to 7. And then it's going to fight back with... so this move is 5 strength, and then we have three other active songs still available. Yeah, from non-fainted Pokemon, so it's up to 8. So it's going to roll 8. This is a signature move, so it does 1 point less damage. That's a lot. It does 10. Bring me down to 6. I'll attack back with Luminous Demise. Oh, also it healed from leftovers. And heals from each fainted Pokemon, so 2 in total. Our total was, unfortunately, 9. So it'll be 10 minus 2 is 8, so it does 8 damage. I'm going to go ahead and use my charge now, because Heart Stamp is a weak move. And we will attack for 4 dice with a Psychic move. For 3 damage and take it out. So that's 2 down. So now it's now 7 power, which will only do 6 damage. So it's now a tie between everything except Lichen Rock. Because Lichen Rock is resisted, because Dark versus Fairy. Alright, we got Blastoise. We do outspeed. But can we kill it? We do have super effective now. So all we can do is hope. Also, what were our last rolls? I'm just curious. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Alright, good luck. Eight damage. 9 damage, sorry. Alright, I'm not going to use the extra charge, because that will kill me. Oh, wait, I can't use Blastoise. So the reason why I can't use Blastoise is I forgot its move is a signature move. So we need to shuffle again. Alright, instead we got Melaletta. Oh wait, this thing doesn't do song, it doesn't get extra song damage. So this one also doesn't work. So literally it is only... Is it only just Moltres then? Yeah, it's Moltres then. Okay, that decided for us. Okay. I already rolled. So it's going to do -4. So it's going to do 3 damage. Like so. Alright. And then I'm going to get blasted with a lot of fire. So it's going to be +2. Because there are 2 songs left. Yep, 2 songs left. And then this will just blast me to smithereens. 3 damage. I'm alive. And then it recovers. There are 2 fainted Pokemon and a leftovers. So 1, 2, 3. So it's back to full. Good news is I can tag out Floette. I'm going to tag out Floette. And bring in someone else. Question is who do we send in? Whoever I send in is going to get hit with whatever Moltres has got ready for us. Could do Lantern? let's send out Lantern. Also, let's go ahead and assume that you are going to be in the party. Alright, so this is a swap out, so nothing changed on that. Then it goes to Moltres. So we can either do 5 damage. I don't think the other options are much better. So yeah, 7 dice with Fire Song. Even with the -2 is the strongest move. So here it comes. 5 damage. Bring you down to 6. I'll go ahead and fight back with Muddy Water, which I get to roll 5 dice for. Also, I'll heal for 2 because of hydration, because I did a super effective attack. I do 7 damage, bring it down to 6. It's going to attack back with Fire Song again. Okay, moderate charge. This is 7, so it goes down to 5. And then the status symbol brings it down to 4. So I take 4 damage. And then it heals for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll attack with Muddy Water, which will heal me for 2. Alright, that's 7 damage. Bringing it down to 2. And then it's going to attack back with this. And do way too much. That is 8. Okay, you are tagged out. You have 11 speed, so I'm just going to bring out Crobat. Oh, actually, you're going to heal, so you're going to go up to 5. I'll bring out Crobat and see if I can take you out with this. I can also use Toxic to prevent healing, but I think at this point, I think I can just go for kill. Actually, I would have to roll a crit of some sort. Gigaton Hammer would be partially resisted, but I could do Brave Bird. And as far as the types we're up against, we don't really have much we can work with anyway. So yeah, we'll do Brave Bird. Okay. So Brave Bird, we do barely outspeed. And we'll roll 5 of these and try not to kill myself. Alright. Every crit does an additional 2 damage, so this will definitely kill. I will take I'll take a total of 4 true damage, bringing me down to 5. And this is the end of Moltres. Okay, so we're down to 3. So these the Relic Song and Dust Song just do flat 5. Hydro Cannon does 6, and it's a water move. So we'll bring you out. We do outspeed. Not sure why this thing's twisted. There we go. And at this point, we'll probably be better off just letting Talonflame just take the L there. I'm just seeing what other options we have. Oh, actually, sorry, Dust Song does get buffed, but it doesn't really matter in most cases. Alright. Yeah, because the Water Cannon's still better. Okay. So, we out initiative, we'll do Brave Bird and hope we kill. just 4 damage. Which is just going to get healed up anyway. So I'm not going to even bother noting it. So Hydro Cannon. Here it comes. That will probably do enough. That is exactly enough, even with the Strange Rock. Okay, you are out. So what we can do next... We're up against what? Relic. Darken that, huh? So the remaining 2 are not terrible, but Floette's also kind of on last legs. I can do... I think the plan here will be just to go with Octillery, which will flip the coin on me. And it will go first. It just used Hydro Cannon, so it's going to have to use its other move. And the only move it has that isn't resisted by water is normal. And we'll still take 2 less damage from this because of Magma Body. So we take 3. We go next. We're going to do Fire Lash, which this is huge actually. Poison prevents healing. I was wondering if this will take forever, but it's not. Alright, 0 damage. Heal for 2 because of my upgraded leftovers. Alright, goes to its turn. Hydro Cannon is its best bet now. Actually, sorry, it's a tie. I need to shuffle. Okay, it's still the bottom one. Alright. Because, yeah, it's a water remove by a water type is -4. Actually, it's minus... Actually, technically, it's still a tie, no matter what. Yeah, at this point, everything is base 0. Alright, so total here is 6. So it's -2 for fire, for burn, -2 for magma body, -4 for magma body. Actually, it's even more than that. It's -8. It's minus... Okay, it needs to do a different move then. It has to. It has to stay with Alpha Strike. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. It actually does not matter. Because Alpha Strike at best would be 4. And be -4. But, and then if it was 2 dice at -4, it literally can't do anything. Yeah, it has no choice but to do this. Okay. I think alternate is the only way to possibly do damage. So 6, I'm water type, so it does -2. It's burn, -2, and then -4 for magma body, so it does 0. There you go. Problem solved. It's going to go ahead and take 2 damage from poison because it can't heal while because poison does damage over time and it prevents all healing, which is huge. I completely forgot about that part. So let's go ahead and switch over to Octazooka and start blasting. All right, crits do extra, so 3, 4, 5. It does 3 damage. And then I heal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to full. I probably should have healed to full a while ago. Alright, so then it's going to go ahead and switch to 4 and normal. It does 1 damage. -2 from burn and -2 because it's from a water type due to magma body. And then it gets 2 damage and doesn't heal. And then it will... I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, just win or lose. Okay, we might win this. Octillery. Pulling through yet again. We'll go ahead and heal back to full because we're going to, inevitably. I was actually worried because I figured even with the fatigue, it was going to just keep healing. But since we could poison it, it doesn't matter. All right, so 4, 5. I'll do 3 damage. Okay. You also cannot heal damage. Yep. All right, then it's going to switch back to the water move. Do absolutely nothing. And then I takes 2 damage, and then I blast for 2 damage. And then it goes, and it's going to die no matter what. Maybe you'll do some damage in return. It doesn't, and dies from fatigue. Okay. At this point, it's Dust Song, which does 6, and Relic Song, which doesn't. It does change forms, but I don't know what the other form is. Okay, yeah, it is whatever that is. Okay, so I think Lichen Rock is probably the go. And it outspeeds. Alright. God, this thing just doesn't want to straighten out. There we go. So it goes first, it outspeeds. All your other stuff is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, it's gonna do its dark move. Gets +1 attack strength, so it's just gonna roll 6 dice. And go to town. Okay, does 6. Bringing it down to 6. I'll go ahead and switch over to Fire Lash, which is going to, of course, burn and poison. No damage, and then it's going to attack again with Dust Song. Oh, I heal for 2, by the way. That is 9 damage. It's going to take it out. Alright, Octillery, you did your job. And then poison will do 2 damage. Oh, actually, I lived. Never mind, I lived. 9 damage minus 2 because of burn. I have 1 HP, which is hilarious. Alright. So I guess the question is what do I switch to? I could switch, but I don't think it's a good idea for me to do so. So I think we'll just stick with what we got and do Octazooka and just finish this thing off. Just making sure this is right. Yeah, so it took 2 from poison, doesn't heal. And we'll see if we can just do what we can here. 5 damage, bring it down to 4. Alright, so it's going to attack back and finish off Octillery, probably. Yeah, that'll do it. That's 5 damage. Okay. Then I'll take 2 damage. And then we'll bring out Crobat. And we'll see if we can finish it off with Crobat. As long as I can survive a hit, it should be fine. That should do it. So crits do extra 1, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 2 is 4 damage. So that is a dead doggo. Okay, brings you out. Alright, I outspeed. I'm going to go ahead and do Toxic, which will inflict poison, and start your demise. Do damage. Okay, it's going to go ahead and it's going to do its Alpha Strike. For 6, bringing it down to 4. I'll go ahead and attack with go cross poison. Oh, also it takes 2 damage from poison. It doesn't heal because poison's amazing. 3, 4, 5, so 5 damage. Then it goes to its turn, which is going to switch over to its normal move with 5 dice. Okay, this will do 3 damage, inflict sleep, and then change to the other form. Okay, then it's going to take 2 poison. Yeah, 2 damage, 4 damage, 9 damage, 11 damage. I think that's all correct. Yep, it has 1 HP remaining. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and attack with cross poison. And that's game. Went ahead and checked to see if I got a response on Discord. I didn't. So I think that worked. Yeah, poison was definitely... I mean, obviously a lot of these bosses have like gimmicks and stuff, and you can have certain combinations that can work with it. But yeah, poison worked out a lot better than I expected. Obviously, opening with Floette definitely helped out a lot. Assuming that I was forced to use the scope, which I think it is how it works. Worst case scenario is I was willing to stay till the end and hope I could survive with the affection level 5 stuff. I don't think I had any opportunities to add crits to the roll. Honestly, I think I had at least a couple of crits here and there, so it was all good to go. I do like this funny accommodation of sheer force with, Floette's super cannon. Lets it just spam it over and over again. Lantern did okay. What was it? Focused purely on dealing with Moltres. Yeah, pretty much helped deal with Moltres. Obviously hitting 5 fatigue saved Floette so she can actually tag out. Talonflame did well, finished off Moltres. Yeah, finished off Moltres, and then actually... That was probably it, actually. It was really the only thing that mattered was taking out Moltres. Doing all that extra damage. And then at that point, we kind of had control over everything, because once Zapdos and Moltres were gone, I mean, the songs were much weaker, and Octillery is just kind of a monster. If we wanted to make things last even longer, I could have used X defense at any time on Octillery, and I probably should have. If I had, I would have been able to just stay in and just take out Lycanroc, and then do Poison Burn on Melaletta, and that would have been it. So yeah, unfortunately, I just never feel right doing the X defense items because they take an action, but it worked. So the reward for this is, of course, the badge up, which is really the big thing, but also it is a 1-star boss fight, so we do get 1 prestige for this. So the badge up will get us the win. We do get a gold raid loot. Of course, we get a card from Rorik's magazine, which would probably have been like a focus energy, most likely. As for the gold raid loot, we would have gotten a Carbos. Oh, I did make one mistake with the Togepi dice. I made 2 copies, but I made a copy, but I didn't put the original back. I was supposed to make 2 copies and put it back, but it didn't really matter in this case because we didn't draw anything. But yeah, the raid loot would have been, I think that was a Carbos in there. But more importantly, badge up, we win. We have the Neophyte, so we get another prestige, so we're up to 3. We'll go ahead and spend 2 to get a Origin. If I did make a mistake, I apologize. I think we still would have won with what we had. The only thing that would have changed is probably Floette would have gotten taken out by Moltres in the end. But even then, all that would have happened was we would have tagged in Lantern at that point and just continued as is, essentially. So I don't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Because honestly, I don't think I did that much damage with Floette against the... fire type. Anyway, so what we can do here is we can shuffle this a couple times, shuffle this a couple times, because we have 3 points. We could get a mastery. I'm not going to get a mastery. We'll go ahead and get out the origin. We got Humble Beginning. Gain an egg with a hatch time of 3, and you can choose the Pokemon inside from a random draw of 3. The Pokemon only gains +1/+1 HP and initiative instead of the normal +2/+2. Okay, that's still not terrible. Essentially gets you a free Pokemon within 3 turns that has at least a slight boost. Not a full egg boost, granted, but you also get to choose from 3. That's the only bad part about eggs, is they can be kind of random. I think there's ways where you can actually control it by using like the various points of interest that do manipulate the breeding and all that, but I don't ever really want to mess with that. All right, and then we have 2 prestige to pay for our new origin. So there's 10 more I still need to unlock, and then for the trainer, we got Bird Keeper. While moving, you may spend any number of apricorns to teleport that many number of spaces away. Nice. And then Evasive Maneuvers. Once per battle, one of your flying type Pokemon can cancel an amount of incoming damage equal to the initiative difference between itself and the enemy. So that works positive and negative. If it works both positive and negative, that's pretty good. If it's only if their initiative is higher, then it's not. I mean, it's still not too bad. Like, really, the only situation where the initiative gets ridiculous is gym battles, and of course, some bosses get some insane amounts of initiative, like Jesse and James and so forth. So it's not too bad. And it only works, of course, with your flying type, so you would have to have flying types, which is not that difficult. I mean, there's a lot of good. I mean, this is literally 3 different flying types that are legendaries that are generally okay in this game. I know the legendary birds were generally not the best in the actual games, but yeah, we got all that. We won our game, so we can actually progress the story. And yeah, we took out a 1-star boss. I don't think, realizing the poison thing, I don't think it would have changed my strategy. I think opening with Floette was kind of the only option to deal with things like Zapdos. Because electric against water, of course, you know how that's going to go, and electric versus flying. Floette was literally the only option. We just had to hope that Floette rolled high enough and then, survived. But yeah, I think it worked out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the mistakes aren't too bad. And I know this last part is probably going to be longer than the others, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. We do need to do we need to figure out what we need to do for Legacy. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't have a stone. Oh no, here it is. I was wondering where it's at. So here's our Paradox Shard. We can use this to reset one of our Pokemon. Octillery was... I mean, it wasn't just Octillery. Obviously, it was the Magma Body plus Fire Lash combo, but it was still rather nice to have. I'm not feeling the Swellow. I can't take Floette, unfortunately, because that was our family Pokemon. So it would be decided between Chinchou, which honestly Chinchou is pretty good, but only evolves to moderate. Remoraid was the one that did all that nonsense. And then, of course, there's Fletchling. Fletchling. And that's pretty much it. I think I'll de-evolve Lantern into Chinchou. I think that's going to be a nice combo to have. Also, having 2 Rocket Aces as companions is always kind of a solid pick. It definitely kind of tapers off towards the end because +2 HP is not as big, but it's still big enough. So yeah, this is what we're looking at probably for our next game, because I don't think I'm going to have time to play on my own. So Chinchou will be our family Pokemon. And again, as always, I forgot to spend the legacy points to get I could have gotten an extra HP on Floette here. Still wouldn't have made a difference, but it would still, it's better than 0. So anyway, I'll go ahead and call it here. Everyone, just a few corrections. I did make a couple of mistakes with this boss fight. It probably would not have changed anything. So when I was initially swapped over to Blastoise, and I realized, oh, I forgot I was basing it off the Hydro Cannon, and the fact that the songs, I think the songs were 7 power, and obviously I had the Zinc with Floret, and then I got confused, and I was like, oh, I forgot Hydro Cannon was a signature move. What I also forgot was Blastoise, or at least the Mega version. I'm pretty sure Regulars also has this, but it has Steel type as learnable. So its Alpha Strike can actually be Steel, which would make it 6 damage base, which would put it tied with Moltres, essentially. Yeah, it would put it tied with Moltres, so I actually needed to shuffle it, which I just did, and I would have gotten Moltres. So it would not have changed anything on that front. Yeah, you can see there I just shuffled it. It would have been Moltres. So that part's fine. But yeah, I needed to actually shuffle those. The other thing I forgot was every time one of these guys defeated a Pokemon, they would have recovered Fatigue, and their next attack would have been at 1 strength. I don't think that would have mattered too much. The Pokemon that were taken out were Lantern, I think, against the Moltres, which was immediately taken out, outsped by the Talonflame, so it didn't matter. And then the Blastoise took out the Talonflame, and then the Blastoise was up at that point was up against Octillery at that point, which would not have been able to win. We'll just put it that way. Would not have been able. It would not have made a difference. The extra die would not save it. It would have maybe possibly done at best 2 extra damage, which I would have gradually healed off as the burn and other damage just did nothing. So wanted to go ahead and point that out because those were mistakes that were made. I'm glad that the shuffle came out as Moltres, but like I said, even if it was Blastoise, if the roll that I made with Moltres, where I rolled 7 dice and did like 3 damage, if that ratio stayed the same, rolling 4 dice as Steel type, Floret would probably still live. And that being said, even if Floret had gotten taken out by the Steel Alpha Strike, I didn't use Floret again for the rest of the battle anyway. I would have tagged in Octillery at that point and just been able to go to town. And then with Octillery already out, I'm pretty sure it would have been Lycanroc next. And then from there, I would still have had Lantern, Talonflame, and Crobat at that point. So that's pretty much the situation. My apologies for making that mistake. As I still had a lot of fun with it. I also didn't really talk much about the trainer card involved. City Planner, I think, is a lot of fun. I do like having an alternative option for getting badges. Plus moves are also pretty nice, though I never really got an option. Honestly, I liked getting just the badges. It was just easier. It was also just an easier way to get legendary battles, just simply because of how the alpha rules work. And of course, just being able to freely permanently Mega Evolve a Pokemon without a Mega Stone was really nice. It was just unfortunate that we only had 1 Pokemon that could Mega Evolve, but it being Floret and then of course doing Sheer Force, it was just a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Officially this time, I'm the Depressed Hero. This was Pokemon Wildlands Tabletop Simulator. See you guys later.